Welcome to Two Readers, No Filter, a podcast for people who love books and have a lot of opinions about them. If you ever finished a book and need to talk, you're in the right place. We're like a book club, but better. Two choices. Love and eventually hurt, or miss out on a full life. I am Claire.
And I'm Cameron. Welcome to Two Readers, No Filter.
And thank you for joining us. So today we are going to talk about The Bright Years by Sarah Damoff.
I think so.
I never know how to say these people's names.
I feel like I should look that up.
I know. But anyways, love us anyway, please.
Because we love you.
Exactly. This was published on April 22nd, 2025. So not too long ago.
Yeah.
So spoilers ahead. If you haven't read it, watch out. We're about to get into it. But first impression, how did you read this? I feel like I know. Because
Physical copy.
Yeah, I borrowed your books.
But they didn't know that.
Yeah. But now you know.
But now you know.
I did physical copy too.
Yep. My physical copy.
Yeah. But anyways, getting into the book, it starts off with 1958. Ryan Brighton is drawing on the underside of the family's kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of walk into the scene of his family where his mom and dad are fighting and poor little Ryan is just coloring the underside of the table until his mom walks in and is like,
we just gotta go.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
But Ryan wasn't getting the vibe.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't picking up what she was putting down.
Exactly. But also he was like, what? So little?
Yeah. Which, like, fair, but idiot.
Leave it to a man to not read the room.
Exactly. Ridiculous.
But anyways, that ended up them leaving out of an abusive home situation, a domestic violence situation. And it cuts where they're like, we're out and we're not going back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be gone for a while.
Okay.
Something like that.
What did you think about that first chapter? I feel like it was a strong start.
Yeah, it was. We jumped right into it, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I don't want it to take time, like, you know, setting things. I mean, I understand some books need to set things up, but like this one got right into the meat of things, and I don't know, just like the coloring under the table. And I know it'll come back later on, but I do like how that tied in, like, down the line.
Well, I also appreciated, I feel like a lot of books take so many pages to do things that didn't need to be done, if that makes sense. Sarah didn't have a lot of time. She had 270 pages to make this book work.
Yeah.
So I really appreciated that as well.
The fluff.
Yeah. And it was just, I don't want to say hard-hitting because that reminds me of like hard-hitting journalism. But like... But I mean, like, it was very intentional. Every thought was intentional. So then you jump to Lillian, and Lillian is sitting in the library. She's reading a book. I don't remember what book it is, but this boy comes out of nowhere and just kind of looks at her and is like, "Hey, you're Lillian from the bank." And she's like, "Yeah." And he goes to ask her out, and then they go out on this date. Yeah. What did you think at this point?
I mean, I thought it was like a charity case at first.
Oh no.
Because the way he was described just seemed very like interesting, like his personality and just like his looks. And I was like, this is just like I feel bad for him. Like,
oh no. So
that's what I thought. And then it did not end up being. But that's
I'm a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
So already I was like, oh my god, he likes you, girl, he likes you. And of course girl. She wasn't doing anything, and she just was so confused of like, there's a lot of people at this bank, like, how does he know? And I was like, duh, he thinks you're pretty. It's almost like, you know, those friends that you have that they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if this looks good on me, and you're like, you're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, just, you're one of the prettiest people I know, come on. It just reminds me of like something like that where you're like, no, yes, he remembered you because you're gorgeous.
Hello.
But I did think it was cute how they went over to the Greek restaurant and they just started hanging out, and neither one of them wanted to leave, but they just kept doing this thing where they were like prolonging the leaving.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really sweet because there's a lot of couples that I know like that. And I know that this is like a new trend that's going around on like TikTok or whatever, that it's like the couples that you know that are really for each other, they just hung out one time and then they just were never seen without each other again.
Yeah, exactly.
And it kind of gave that vibe.
Yeah.
As well as soft spot, I loved that he was getting antsy in the Greek restaurant, and then he got up and paid for that guy's meal, and then came back pretending like he had to go to the bathroom.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that was adorable.
That to me is like such. This sounds so awful, but like such a little turn on.
Yeah,
because I'm like, oh my god, you care about people.
I know,
like,
and it's not even just that. It's like you're attentive.
Yeah,
and you're aware of what's going on, because I feel like a lot of men, I always just hate on men. I'm just a man hater at my core. Like they don't pay attention.
Yeah.
And it's like when you find a man like that just pays attention and knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Keep them.
I completely agree. But anyways, so I thought they were sweetie pie in the fact that they started to hang out, and then she goes to meet his mother, and we find out that she's orphaned by her parents because both of her parents died.
Yeah.
And so she has no family, so she goes to meet the closest family that he has, which is just his mother.
Yep.
And she's so nervous and everything like that. What were your thoughts during this whole scene playing out?
It's so weird, like looking back on it, knowing how their relationship kind of evolved.
Yeah.
But like in this moment, like I can picture when I first met like my now mother-in-law and like that whole situation. But it's also like not the same because, you know, I have parents, and
yeah,
she kind of is like has to try extra hard because she's like, what if this works out and I have someone that can be there for me? I don't know. I just thought like the way it was written on Sarah's part was also like perfect.
Yeah, I thought so too, because I think that there's always a balance, and this is something I actually think she captured really well during this part, is there's a balance between daughter-in-law and mother-in-law.
Yeah.
That's a really hard thing to capture.
Yeah.
And I think it's so hard because you both love this one person, but in two separate ways.
Yeah, very different.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so I thought she did a really good job of being like, his mom's being crazy about the panties again.
Yeah.
But she just loves him.
Yes.
And like trying to like remind herself, because I think that's something that we all have to do sometimes in those relationships. So I think she captured it like
she really did.
well. And again, in only 270 pages.
I can't believe how short it was.
Anyways, I'll get back to that. But then obviously he goes and you met mom, so what comes next? A ring. Yeah. So then he proposes to her after their successful gathering in like the art gallery. What did you think about that proposal?
Yeah. I mean, wasn't she like iffy about saying yes?
Yeah.
Which I thought was...
She was iffy about that. She was iffy about kids.
Yeah.
And she was iffy about a lot of things. And I think this is actually when she revealed that she had a child previously. Wasn't it? Because she was like, I'm nervous for him to like, is he going to love all of me? Or like something about that.
I feel like that was revealed later on, because I remember him being like, you kept it from me for so long.
No. I meant like it's revealed to the reader, not revealed to Ryan. Because Ryan didn't know for the longest time.
Yeah.
Which I did think was wild.
That was crazy. But
yeah.
I mean, the proposal, I was like, yeah, I mean, whatever. But the thing that got me was her being so iffy about everything. And she's like, I don't know if I want this. I don't know if I want that. And I think, I mean, just being that young, not really knowing.
I thought, and this might be a hot take, judge me if you want to, I thought it was interesting how the proposal revolved around him and not her.
Yeah, that's true.
I found that interesting, especially for someone who is so perceptive of what other people's wants and needs are.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that when men are raised primarily by a woman and a maternal figure, they typically are better at that.
Yeah.
Now, maybe Lillian was super involved with the SG or whatever, which she was, but I didn't think it was like her pride and joy. Like that was his dream, not hers.
Yeah.
So I found it funny. And I also found her hesitation very weird, because we're going to get personal for a second. Did you hesitate for a moment when Guava asked you?
No. Not
That's what
bit.
I'm saying.
That's why I'm like,
huh?
If you have those doubts, be like,
That's my nightmare.
Like,
can you stand up? Can you talk about this?
Can you like not? Like, there's so many things. You don't even know I had a child.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
That's kind of on her. Because what is he going to do? Just assume that everybody has a kid all the time?
No, but I'm saying that most of it is on her. Like, he felt ready for some reason. Why don't you?
Well, because he thought he knew everything.
Yeah.
If somebody says, like, tell me your life story, whatever, like, wouldn't you have known? Wouldn't you have talked about this? But again, different time. It is 1970s.
It's true.
So I'll throw that out there. But you're not winning points from me here, Lillian.
No. But it's also like, even in the 70s, I wouldn't be able to keep my mouth shut about things. So.
Well, that's why we were born in the right era. So shout out for that.
Thank God.
But anyways, then they go on a honeymoon to the beach when it was cold, which I thought that was funny because that's literally how my honeymoon was.
Yep.
But I think sometimes it's nice to just like do like something smaller and not make it too big. So I thought it was cute, but I didn't love how he was again attending to the needs of other people and not to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this started to be like almost like a thing. Which you love who you love and you can't change who they are. But as someone who's really like, he noticed they were having trouble, so he went over and helped the kids with the truck or whatever, and then came back for her. And then I don't know.
Yeah. Priorities are not.
How about this? I saw the hints and the red flags before we hit danger.
Yeah. You can tell before it happens. Yeah. That is very true. Like,
were you feeling this way too, or was this one-sided?
I honestly don't remember the beginning part. Like,
okay,
genuinely.
So when do you remember? Do you remember when she was pregnant? Like when it turned?
Yes. That's when I started, because I was like, oh, like we're getting into this.
Yeah.
And he's a little
trigger warning. We're about to talk about miscarriages. I feel like I should have said that before. Yeah. My apologies.
Alcoholism.
Yeah. And also more domestic violence. Anyways. So she's pregnant.
Yep.
How far along was she before she miscarried? I forget.
I don't think it was that long though.
But that's when we get the full story of like her first pregnancy and everything like that. Because I personally thought it was wild. And I know we touched on this already. Why the hell did you not tell him that you already had a kid?
I don't know.
Like, were you nervous he was going to walk away? Let him walk away. Like, you were living a fine life beforehand. He interrupted you in the library. I feel like we forgot who has the power here.
Yeah.
Like,
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I guess different times, but like, I don't know. Is that an excuse for everything?
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't alive.
Let's talk about the worst character in this book, Zach Melendez. That guy. For real.
For real.
What the hell? Which, I mean, I get it to a point, but maybe I thought that they were further along than they were, or like whatever. But like, he didn't even ask her if she wanted to come with him on tour. He was like, "It's been fun, buddy."
Okay. Yeah, no.
Which, insane work. Anyways. But
of course his name's Zach.
Seriously, it does. So then she put the son up for adoption.
Yeah.
I feel like that is so hard. Imagine trying to go through that whole experience by yourself.
Oh God.
Which I kind of wish that they would have put in a friend or something for her.
Yeah, like all by herself.
I know. And it just killed me. And that's why later on, like some of the relationships that she had, I was so happy that she got those. Yeah. Because like, I don't know. Younger you needed a friend.
Yeah, I know. It's really sad.
But jumping back, so they went from miscarriage into Zach back into the miscarriage, post-miscarriage timeline. I thought that this was really hard because I think that, and this is such a struggle for women, is like, our species is how it is, and the women bear all of the responsibilities when it comes to childbearing.
Yeah.
It's not like we're seahorses and like the men do it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's really hard when you're putting so much pressure on someone. And I do feel like he was pressuring her to have a child and to get ready for a child and this, that, the other. But I do think it was on her for not telling him how she felt.
Yeah.
So I think both parties kind of sucked during this time a little bit. And I remember being shocked when she said she was pregnant and being like,
yeah.
Because again, this is not really one of those that you should be iffy about.
Yeah. Yeah.
When someone asks you to marry them, you should know what's in your heart.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those moments that your heart will scream out and you gotta listen.
Mm-hmm.
When you find out that you're pregnant and you read on that stick, pregnant, which I know, obviously, I'm talking in our times versus their times, but same, different. Your heart will scream out and you have to listen.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you didn't know how you felt? And I understand she had the previous trauma, but you would be able to I don't know, I would think be able to look at this and say, it wasn't right then, but it's right now. It's with the right person. I can provide this baby with what they need now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, they had a house, they had a loving marriage. It wasn't problematic.
Yeah.
What did you think? Or am I too intense here?
No, I mean, I think you have the appropriate reaction, because, I mean, a lot of it just doesn't add up in my head.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, like, if your heart is saying something, like, what are you doing?
Yeah. If she had a friend, I feel like the friend would be like, ooh, this feels triggering. How are you doing?
Yeah. I feel like it was very tunnel vision.
Yeah. But anyways, they had a baby.
They had a baby.
This
Jet.
one. Yes. Her real name is Georgette, but they call her Jet, which I thought was really cute.
It was. And then what year was she born? Do you remember? Was it like
It was 80s, late 80s, I think. Because
I was just thinking, like, what if she was born and then she was like in middle school around 9/11, and then they would have been like, they would have bullied her.
She talked about that. Do you not remember that?
No.
That was one of the chapters. They said something happened in 9/11. Because I actually found it interesting that they mentioned that. So she was born, let me fact check myself, but I think she was born 1986 is sticking out in my head, but that feels extremely egotistical of me to just whip out. Oh, hold on. 1986!
I knew that was going to happen. I was like, you have that number in your head for a reason.
Yeah. No, because
1,000%.
I think I kept coming back because the way that the book was broken up in the years, I feel like I kept going back to check when she was born, because then I could do the math in my head of like, oh, she's 12 now.
Yeah.
Oh, she's 15 now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I knew she was late 80s. So they did say something about that. But she was in her, what?
15, right?
Yes, 15. So she was in high school.
Okay, yeah.
Which I agree, but Joan Jett was a thing in the 80s. Like, I feel
That's
like
true.
it would have.
And then they kept saying, like, Benny and the Jets.
Exactly.
Benny and Jet. I don't know how they. I do remember that. I don't remember the 9/11 thing for some reason.
Because I found it interesting because she said something about Obama winning the Nobel Peace Prize in 2009. Anyways, timeline aside, she's born in 1986. So after she's born, obviously the one thing that everybody goofs up when they get married, oh, we'll have a baby. That will fix things. Jeez. Come on.
No. When has that ever worked?
Never. Anyways, baby adds stress. Stress adds financial stress. That adds more stress.
And then the drinking.
Even though he swore.
Pissed me off. And then he, like, it was so, like, I don't know why. I am just so, like, not interested in, but, like, alcoholics just really do intrigue me. Because, like, their brain functions in such a different way. Like, I don't have, like, an addictive personality. So hearing from people that do in that, like, regard, so that's what, like, I really locked in starting here, because he came home and he was like, oh, it's just one drink, and I was like, uh-oh, no, it's not. And I will enter in the chat with the duality of the conversation. I have an extremely addictive personality. Yeah. Most people do.
So I understand that. I am an extremely habitual creature. That's why I've never done drugs or anything like that. And so I get it, but as soon as he walked in and he said it's just one beer and had a 6-pack, I was like, it's not. Because you could have gotten one and you didn't.
Or just, like, her being like, but he always only drinks Shirley Temples in these social situations. I'm like, this is actually so sad.
It is really sad.
It really, I don't know.
People do understand that. Like, even right now, I don't drink. Well, I say right now, like, that's changed, but I haven't drank in like 2 years.
Yeah.
We do. Everybody has a thing. Like, you know, I always joke, whenever Avocado goes to get me a drink or something like that, I'm like, club soda, I'm working. And it, like, he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it did hurt when she said, but his little bevies.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Lillian, don't make me upset.
It was,
and then I was so proud of her when the biggest altercation happened and he threw the glass bottle at her head. And she stepped over it and said, clean up your mess.
Oh my God. I was just like, because most people are just like, oh, it was just a one-time thing. But she's like, I'm going. I'm done with this for right now.
I was so proud of her.
Like, everything, how she handled that whole thing. And she just, like, went into mom mode and was like, I cannot have my child here. I don't want my child dealing with this.
No.
Like,
the absolute disrespect of clean up your mess.
Love it.
That stayed with me.
Yeah.
I thought that was impeccable because the strength that she had to have, and to also, because she left the house and she went to the mother-in-law's.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, that's uncomfortable. Why are you here and why is my son not?
Yeah.
Because I had nowhere else to go and I have this cute little baby that I have to look in her eyes and be like, hey, we need to get you somewhere safe. Yep. You deserve somewhere safe.
I also appreciate how the mother was not like, oh, my poor baby, he's dealing with this. Like, she was not protecting him. She was protecting her grandchild and not just thinking like, oh, but my little boy. Because I feel like a lot of people would do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, she did deal with Barton and everything. So like, it makes sense. But
I agree, because I was waiting for her to do that. Yeah. And I was going to get really frustrated. And very quickly. And I just think as women, there's a lot of things that you can do, and it I don't know, it just solidifies to me that you have to remember to be supporting the person in the decision.
Yeah.
And you can still love your child from afar and still support what's best, because at that point it's not about Ryan anymore.
Yeah.
It's about Jet.
Yeah.
She is the most precious thing in this situation.
Exactly.
And so unfortunately, you put yourself in a situation where I cannot be your mother. I have to be a grandmother first and then consider you after.
But it's even like she was being a good mother and she's like, I'm not going to enable this. Like, I want the best for you and this is not the best. I don't want to sit here and pretend like it is. So I feel like that was another, like, she really was a mother.
She was so good to Lillian.
I know.
And she really tried. Like, they did a really good job. And I'm saying they, like, it was not Sarah in the background, but Sarah did a really good job making that relationship feel complicated and sticky, but there's still the core behind it of having the love of, we're all coming at this from love. We know who you are and this is not him.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, but she also, this was around the time that she told him about the first pregnancy.
Yeah.
Which I thought was wild. Whipping that out and then just like, no questions. I will be taking no questions at this time.
What?
Sorry, come again for Big Fudge? I'm going to have a couple questions.
Yeah.
And also, I don't blame him for being like, whoa, can I trust you?
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Insane work.
So crazy.
But anyways, so Ryan just calls and tells her, I'm moving out.
Yeah.
Which, it feels to me like I understand what he was trying to do, but also at the same time, it kind of feels to me like you're almost turning on Lillian and it's Lillian's fault. Like, Lillian didn't do anything wrong. You're the one who's supposed to come back groveling and everything like that. I understand that he was moving out to work on himself, but he didn't.
No.
You know what I mean?
He just wanted a safe space to keep doing what he was doing without judgment. Like, not have any responsibilities, keep drinking.
And I guess not mess up their child like he was messed up? Question mark?
But like, why? But you're messing up just in a different way. Like, get it together.
Yeah, seriously. And he still sent her money for Jet. Yeah. Which I was a little curious about that. I feel like we never got closure from that. Of like, where did that money go? Was it actually spent? Because I thought it said something along the lines of like, it was put into an account.
Yeah, I thought she was like, it's going to Jet. Like, just purely.
That's what I thought too. So when Jet was like talking about stuff in the future of like her dreams and stuff like that, I thought that would be something that was brought back up. True. Of like, yeah, your mom set aside a ton of cash for you.
Yeah.
Like,
you're good.
But anyways, doesn't matter. So then Lillian goes to raise as a single mother. I also think she gave him so many chances.
Yes.
And she tried to love him through it, which this is where I kind of started to get a little boggled because I was like, you didn't know if you wanted to say yes, but you feel this strongly about staying on his side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a good point.
I was like, this is... I'm scratching my head. You guys can't see. But I'm just confused. Like,
a lot of things about her confuse me. But
yeah. But anyways, she meets Shauna. And she meets, what's Kendi?
Kendi.
Yeah. Loved them. This is what I wanted for her when she was originally pregnant. Like, you needed a girl best friend that was like, hey, your life sucks.
Like, let me step in a little. Just a little. And then like Kendi and Jet's relationship. Perfect. And I was like giggling. Like at the things they would say, like literally like I was experiencing them in person becoming friends, and it was just so beautiful.
Well, and I think Sarah did a really good job of showing you how they were growing up, but also not making it painstakingly. Like, Jet came home from her 3rd day of kindergarten, and this is what happened. Like, you were able to see them grow up and like transfer from like, let me put on my shoes, and these are things that they're interested in, and these are things that are developing, and here's a shot of her birthday party. Like, she did a really good job of showing the passage of time without making it like incredibly painful to get through.
One of my favorites was like, I don't want to like kiss boys because then you're married or whatever.
Yes.
And how that kept coming back.
Yes.
I thought that was the cutest thing.
Well, and even her arguing with the points on her fingers. Yeah.
Adorable.
But speaking of Jet's birthday party, she gets a flashback into how she handled her son's 6th birthday and like going to Zach and telling him about the child. This is why I hate Zach. This whole interaction. Yeah. You're an ass.
Yep. That's all I gotta say.
That was insane. Like, you figure out you have a son, and the only response that you have is like, oh, probably should have never told me that, actually. Yeah. What? That's insane.
It just says, did not care. That sums it up. Didn't.
Yeah.
At all.
But then Barton, Ryan's dad, dies, and Lillian and Jet go to the funeral to support Elise and Ryan. While they were there, I feel like this is something that every family that has an addict in the family experiences. This is a first time of hope.
Yes.
And I think that it's really, really hard because you think that they're going to do better, and you know them down in their heart, and they start to show you those values and who they are at their heart, and you just hope that it sticks. And unfortunately, for a lot of addicts, sometimes it does stick, but sometimes it takes a couple of times for it to stick. And this was unfortunately one of those.
And then it was just the same disappointment all over again.
Well, and the fact that Lillian told him, like, I still love you. You still have a place, because she never really took him out of Jet's life.
No.
And she did a really good job with that, of like allowing them to have a relationship and not really commenting and being like, yeah, your dad left us and he's awful and he's an alcoholic. Like, she didn't.
Because I fear I would do that.
Yeah.
Maybe if I had a child, it would be different, but like who I am right now.
Yeah.
I hold a grudge.
I think I would hold a grudge with every single one except for my kid.
Yeah.
Because I think I would be able to, I think things shake out in the end.
Yeah.
And they're able to see it for themselves. And so I think that my ego would be able to hold out in the fact that they'll see who's wrong in the end.
True.
So anyways, time passes. Shauna, Lillian, Jet, and Kendi kind of grow up to be like this cute little family. And you get to know about their personalities, where like Kendi loves airplanes and he wants to be a pilot. And Jet, she carries around like medical supplies all the time, and she wants to be like a doctor and help people, which I thought was so cute. And then eventually she takes up photography, which I can only imagine how that made Lillian feel. Of like, of course you picked up the one thing your dad cared about.
Yep.
Oh,
of course.
But of course, she's a great mother. She goes to the gallery and tells Ryan, like, hey, your kid loves photography like you.
Yeah.
Look at her stuff. And I think she does such a great job. First of all, I was shocked that he was sober.
Yeah.
For this interaction. So again, here's your second bing, 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 second round.
Yep.
Hope.
I mean, this is the final time for Lillian, right?
So yes, so this is the time he's sober. He invites them over for dinner and they go, and Jet's kind of like, is this what a family feels like? It's freaking weird.
Yeah.
And then Lillian gets invited back for dinner, and I remember him like trying to woo her and just being like, I'm ready.
And they were talking about the plates being at their feet, like how when they were unpacking,
she knew where everything was in his apartment.
And then it just kind of like clicked that time.
Yeah. So he comes back into their life. What did you think about the re-proposal this time? Because I thought the proposal was not strong.
But I thought this was so good.
Yeah.
Because I remember this one, so that means it had to have been better.
Yes.
The first one is just kind of like, meh, whatever. Like the fireworks and everyone being there.
Yeah.
Everyone, and then Jet taking the pictures of that. Like, oh my God, I loved it.
I knew as soon as everybody started showing up.
Yes, exactly.
But I think that this was another great moment that, like, shout out to Sarah. She did a great job of, like, the puppy chow was there.
Yeah.
And so she's developing moments in this moment, connecting past moments, and then connecting future moments that you don't know have happened
She was
yet.
so good
like,
at
she
doing
did
that.
A very good job of building these lives together. But no, I agree with you. The re-proposal was way better. So maybe just stick with that one.
Yeah, maybe we forget about the other one. Like
exactly. Then Ryan goes to stay for the first long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They're all trying to figure out how to be a family again. I did think Jet was kind of being a princess about this. She was like, no, my mom helps me with my math homework.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Do I think that she is right? Yes. There's still a lot of resentment and everything in there, but totally fine. And then Kendi has to come stay. His mom is, I don't know, somewhere. Shauna's doing Shauna things, which loved Michael too.
Yeah.
Michael was a great character.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
We stay hating on men. So Michael was good. Got to give him a shout out there.
Shout out Michael.
And I loved how he answered all of Jet's questions about medical stuff.
I loved that.
The relationship was really cute. So Kendi was staying at their house, and everybody at school kept saying that they were lovebirds because they were hanging out together, and Jet didn't want that storyline. And so she was staying out late one night, came home, and Kendi was there. And she was like, where's my mom? And he said, oh, she's upstairs in bed. And she said, at this hour? Like, that's so weird.
Yeah.
And she goes up and she finds her mom dead.
I like such a vivid picture of how the scene played out in my head. I don't know about you.
Well, here's the thing. Sarah did a great job until this point for me. I knew something was wrong because she was taking a lot of meds for headaches.
Oh.
I noticed that. I did put that together. But I thought Sarah was going to be nice and, like, you know, have her get cancer and let her, like, slowly fade out. You know what I mean? Closure. Closure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was so
But
sudden,
no, it was nope, she's down on the floor. Check a pulse, not there. I was like,
gray,
what?
Cold. Hair,
diabolical.
Brittle.
Yes.
That's why I'm like,
sunken cheeks and like all that stuff. Like
oof. See, I wasn't like thinking about that.
She kept taking meds.
I didn't.
And her head kept hurting. Well, maybe that's just because I'm a little paranoid. I get headaches a lot too, and I'm like, is it a tumor? Maybe that's me.
So yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like, yeah. I just get headaches all the time, and I'm like, pop some, and it's fine. So I didn't even think about that. But then like she's like, I feel something on the floor, and then she's like, I just vomited, and it's like the whole scene is just in my head.
Yeah, like I didn't see it coming at all.
I know, I didn't either.
And that's why I texted you.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God, the mom dies? Are you serious right now? And that to me actually was the turning point. Was like, okay, well, that makes sense why Sarah got Lillian's point of view out of the way first.
Yeah. Because it was like Ryan for like 2 pages.
And so then it was Lillian.
And then it was Lillian.
And then it pivoted to Jet, which I thought it was pivoting to Jet because I thought that the relationship was going to change. Yeah. And so that's why it was pivoting to Jet. But I should have known. Whatever. I thought that was cruel.
I kind of loved it though, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I love when an author can do that.
I know,
because then you're like, God, how did I not see all the signs?
I think the only signs were the headaches, honestly.
But she did it better than like thriller authors.
I agree. I think she did too.
Like, come on, girl.
I didn't see it. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't think it was going to be that quick. I do agree with you though. It hurt so good.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what happens? You know exactly where Ryan's going, straight back to the bottle.
Right.
And poor Jet moved in with him because what was she going to do? And so I remember she was like, actually, psych, I'm moving in with grandma. And I thought that was a great response.
Yes.
Because again, she's what, 15, 16 in high school?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The roller coaster.
And I think that she pushed everybody away because it reminded her too much of her mom.
Yeah.
So she didn't see Shauna, Kendi, Michael, any of them. Yeah. And her dad was a mess, but it was one of those moments that I feel like she was screaming on the inside. At least I would have been. I need you to show up for me. You've never shown up for me. Why can't you just show up for me this one time? I understand you're hurting, but what am I going through?
Exactly.
Be stronger. Do better.
That's why I remember the line when she was like, I wish it was him and not mom. That stuck with me because I was like, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, I think you texted me that. You were like, damn, not Ryan.
Could have gotten him. Nope. Oops. But I mean, Sarah did it right. Makes sense. But like,
well, I'm going to throw something out there because I'll talk about it in a little bit. Jet, why are you so worried about everybody thinking you guys are lovey-dovey?
Oh my God.
Isn't he cute? That's clout, girlfriend. Move on.
Girl.
Like, that pissed me off actually so much, where it was like, I don't want to. Okay, then get a boyfriend. It's not that deep. But I have to remember she's literally a teenager, and it was that deep at that point. So
yeah, like, I guess.
whatever. I hear you, but like, also, Kendi didn't seem like a bad option.
No. Nope.
But anyways, I feel like this started the down spiral for Jet, obviously. Like, I feel like she started showing up less for school. She started doing all the things where I'm like, yeah, that's depression. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Didn't want to, like, become a doctor at that point.
She barely graduates high school. She does get it, but she can't walk. And then she gets it in August or something like that because she had to do summer school. So really rough. But Kendi goes on to college.
Oh, and then the party that Elise made her go to. And then Ryan was there. And
which I forget what Ryan said to her. Do you remember? It was like, we only live once, da 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 da, living la vida loca. I forget what he said, but it was something so stupid. And I was like, you finally show up and this is what you say? Really? And I remember her being like, I'm out.
Yeah. Which,
fair.
I get it.
Especially because he said something so stupid. Yeah. I forget what it was, but I'll have to find it.
Ryan doing Ryan things.
Yeah.
And then Kendi wasn't there because he was like being a sweetie, like, oh, I thought it would make you uncomfortable if I was there.
Yeah,
you would be more likely.
Reminds me of
exactly
the bad moments. Yeah, I get it.
And she was like, basically, she needed someone to blame for her mom's death, and it kind of fell on Kendi because he was the last person to talk to her, basically.
I understand that, but I would have blamed Ryan.
Yeah.
I would have clung to Kendi. Blamed Ryan.
Yeah.
But I can't judge someone else's trauma response. So.
Exactly. You do you, girl, I guess.
Yeah. But also, apparently he's cute.
Yeah. So get with him. Could have
worked on your favor.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Use him. Just kidding. But then she goes and finds Kendi. And Kendi grieves Lillian as well. So then she's like, oh, I have someone that feels the same way as me.
Yeah. And I think this is where she starts to like open up and blossom a little bit more. And being like, I get it. And I think it was really important, like in the playground scene, Kendi owns it and says like, she was like a second mom to me. Like, this is not something that was easy for me.
Exactly.
I understand she's your mom, but she's my mom too. Because if you think about it, that little 4 group of Lillian, Shauna, Kendi, and Jet, they were a family.
Yeah. I'd be like, imagine Shauna.
Exactly.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And so I do think that obviously Jet was like so angsty and everything like that. And like rightfully so, you're 15. I get it. All the hormones are going. Yeah. But I do think she could have had a little bit more empathy at the time.
I know. I mean, when you're 15, you're just thinking about yourself. Really.
100%. And that's why it's so hard for us to go back into that mind frame.
Exactly.
But anyways, there was the trip. And this, okay, so they go on a camping trip. Kendi and Jet, and they plan this out and everything like that, and it's like a hiking trip. Jet's gonna take some photos, Kendi's there for the vibes, whatever. But this to me was only one room left in the tavern and one bed. Like,
it was.
That was so, I thought that this was gonna be the moment. There was a bit of this book where I was like, Jet, can you just accept love, girl?
Like, I get it, it's been tough, but come on. Yeah, Kendi's been here.
So Kendi just proclaims his undying love for her.
Yeah.
I also thought that it was crazy that he was like, yeah, I broke up with that girl because she thinks you're the one, because I would have done the same if I was the other girl. Yeah. I forget her name, but I would have been like, yeah, no, you two are in love and you haven't admitted it yet.
Yeah.
And honestly, my time is valuable. Goodbye. Yeah.
Like, this ain't worth it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, no, I don't feel that way.
Which is crazy to me. Because what?
I just don't think she knows what it is, because she's never witnessed love, like, really.
I understand, but couldn't you have been like, I don't know, let's go out on a date?
Yeah, like, maybe let's try, like, test run? Not just no.
I just feel like you don't actually know. Like, you don't know anything, and just
but she thinks
like,
she does. She thinks she knows everything.
Yeah.
Oh, Jet.
Anyways, whatever. So then Kendi was just kind of like, yeah, no, things are never going to change.
You're my brother. I have love for you, but in a sibling way. Oh my God. If someone said that to me, I just die on the spot.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I can't believe that they like came back from this.
What?
That would unfortunately be the party story every single time. I'd be like, yeah, love you like a brother. Yeah. Like,
You know what she said to me?
Exactly.
She loves me like a brother.
Yeah. But anyways, so that all happens. Things get weird. She has no one again because Ryan is still off drinking.
Yep.
I mean, Grandma's there, Elise, but she gets a random email from this guy, and the guy turns out to be who else? The baby that she put up for adoption, Lillian did. And I think that it was interesting timing because I think that it's a hard path to navigate. Like, there's still a piece of her alive, but also at the same time it hurts to see.
Yeah.
So it's like a hard duality, but I was happy that she went and she met him.
I was shocked she did.
Really?
With how like hard-headed she was, I thought she was gonna be like, no, Mom would have told me about this. I'm not going to meet him. He's lying. I don't want to meet him. Blah, blah, blah.
Before she responded to him, she went to Ryan and was like, tell me about the baby.
And then he gave her a letter that she didn't open forever. I don't even know how long. Like, it was sitting in her glove compartment. Yeah. Even when they were like doing those like Sunday photography things or whatever.
Anyways.
Yeah.
No, I knew she was going to go because I think I knew at the bottom of her heart there was going to be some piece of her that wanted her mom again.
Yeah.
And it's not the same, but it's the closest thing that she can get. Ryan won't be close.
Yeah.
But with Davis, she'd be able to relive those memories and be able to, like, talk about it.
Yeah.
But I thought he was such a cutie little gentleman when they met for lunch. And him being like, I ordered your water. Like, I didn't know what to do. And, like, let me just acknowledge that this is awkward.
Yeah. Like,
because
what?
That was so sweet.
But then after that, Jet photographs of birth, and that's like when she wants to become a midwife, that it like sparks her.
Well, and I personally think that there was a reason that this timeline had to happen at this point.
Yeah.
Because I think that she realized that Davis had his adopted mom, but he didn't feel the need to know his biological mom to be happy.
Yeah.
And so he like crafted his own happiness and did all these things and like was able to have real connections with other people. Like, for example, his brother that was also adopted, where I think she almost had to have that interaction with Davis to be able to transfer herself into the situation of looking at the birth and being able to photograph in that moment and saying, she didn't directly say it, but almost like, I have control of the narrative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I was so happy in that moment when she was like, I want to help women. Yeah. I want to do this.
Finally.
This is something I want to do.
She's
I was
coming
like,
back.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
She got her pink back.
She got her pink back.
Girl.
And then Elise dies, or Nana, whatever you want to call her. She gets the bladder infection. Oh, it's like, I mean, knew that was going to happen.
Nana was
eventually.
old, yeah.
But not a bladder infection was kind of random. But you know, it happens, yeah. I guess. And then Jet is alone again.
After the funeral, she does get dinner with Ryan. And I thought it was so funny because she was like, this is the last thing I want to do, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
I was like, fair enough. No, because I think that is truly what it is. Sometimes when you're in someone's life that they have, unfortunately, addiction like this, you kind of have to take them where they're at.
Yeah.
Or you can't have a relationship with them.
Yeah.
And you want to try and support them and do what you can, but also at the same time, like, you either do that or you don't have a relationship, because sometimes in the bad moments you can't do it.
Yeah.
So I think it was nice that she pivoted and said, like, I want to be with you, but on my terms.
Yeah.
If I show up and your eyes are red, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I did appreciate that.
Yeah.
She's grown.
Yeah, she does. She does. I remember at the funeral, she talked to Kendi and Shauna. Mm-hmm. And she was talking about the job and like going to Houston. And Kendi was like, oh my God, you need somewhere to stay. And she was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that'd be great. And I thought that it was so cute. And I was like, this is the tavern. It's coming again. And I remember I was reading it, and I remember I got to the part where like it was after the wedding or like during the wedding or something like that. And I remember shutting my book for the next day, being like, that's a little gift for you tomorrow, baby girl.
The strength that takes.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to keep going.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is a good
exactly. Like... But I thought the wedding scene was beautiful too. Yeah. I think that her ability to have the job of photography really allowed her to take a step into other people's lives and be able to witness that a lot of these things are so hurtful, but so worth it. Then she goes home from the wedding and she can't stop thinking about Kendi.
Girl, imagine all the years you could have had.
I know.
If you weren't so stubborn.
I know, seriously.
Jet.
Seriously.
Could have had Kendi.
And I just love how Kendi comes out shirtless. And it's just like, oh, is that you? I wonder if he knew. Like, I know he didn't know because he was like, what the hell? Like, what changed this?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, just the way that it was executed, I loved it.
Yes.
Because I was like, this is your revenge era.
Yeah.
Like, you get it.
Yes.
But,
oh, it was so good.
Yeah. And I loved that, like, from that moment on, again, just like all the couples we've been talking about, they were together from then on.
They kiss.
And they do long distance for a while, which I thought was cute.
Yeah.
And then Kendi proposes.
Yeah.
Didn't she have hesitation too? Or no, she had hesitation about kids. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I was like, damn, what is up with you people? Why are you hesitating so much? Just live your life, man.
So indecisive.
Because there's so many people that I know that have these traumatic things that go on in their life and they say, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do better. It's almost like Ryan when he said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do better and I'm not going to drink. You overcorrect. So I'm so confused on why these people are like very much in the middle.
I don't know.
But I mean, your trauma, you deal with it how you want to, girl. I'm not
judgment.
judging. I'm just confused.
Just asking questions.
Yes. But anyways, I thought it was so cute that after they propose, they return to the apartment. Everybody's there. Shauna's there. Michael's there.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're getting their life on track. And the fact that, like, she has a family. Davis and his kids, like, end up being a part of the family and everything like that. Where I'm like, this is turning into a beautiful story. And I thought that was crazy that Ryan was also there. And Ryan was like, hey, save a dance for me.
Yeah.
And Jet ended up letting him. And I thought that was great.
I really like that.
Yeah. And I really love how everything happened with how he asked her to propose.
Yeah.
But I did find it interesting. Again, he did something for him, not her.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll let that sit there.
Whatever. Let it marinate.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the Sunday trip.
snapping
Sundays. And then the pregnancy test in the glove compartment.
Which crazy town. She goes, oh, you can look at that one. I've already taken 4. I already know what happened. What? Like, I'm so confused about that.
I don't know. Like, why in the car?
But also, why in the car if you're like, yeah, no, I've already done 4. What? Like, that is a crazy amount. 4? Exactly. Like, in what economy that you're doing 4?
Girl, save them for later.
Exactly. But anyways, I'm like, I think you know at this point. I did think it was a little crazy that she was thinking of, like, not keeping the baby and didn't tell Kendi. That, again, is, and maybe I just have a different focus in my relationship, but that to me is extremely distrustful.
Yes.
I don't know why both of them did that.
I don't know.
Like, are you not comfortable enough in your relationship?
Like, that's
messed up.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that part at all.
I didn't like that.
And I appreciate how Ryan was just like, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna,
because I do agree it was not his place.
And that's what
anything.
I'm saying. Imagine being Kendi and being like, damn, your dad found out before I did. I would be so pissed about something like that. I'd be like, you, like, I know it was on accident, but you still kept it from me.
And then on top of the pregnancy test, he also finds the letter that he gave her years ago. Oh. And also, we already pivoted to Ryan's point of view now.
Yeah.
So I was like, crap, we're never going to know what was written in it. I found this part to be a little bit of a letdown, and I feel kind of bad about that.
I
wanted more.
I agree.
For the fans at home, she opened it up, and it basically said, like, I was pregnant, I had a baby, I gave it up for adoption, and it cut off. It never finished. Which, first of all, nice of him to, like, give that to her, but also at the same time, what the like, are you serious? I would have put anything else in there.
Yeah.
Because that feels like it was such a cheated thing.
Yeah.
She spent years wondering, is it a piece of paper? Is it a check? Is it a note? Is it a this? Is it a that?
And then it's that.
Yeah, no Mom, I already met him. He attended my wedding. But I thought that was crazy. I did feel a little let down, but I also think that that's the reality of the situation. I think that she wrote this book with reality very much in mind.
Yeah.
And I think that we always want that closure. We always want the last words. We always want it to be perfect.
The whole thing about having the last word. Mm-hmm. Like, why are last words so important to us?
Closure. And that's what I think was the biggest part about her death. You never got closure.
Yeah.
So they figure out that the baby is a girl.
Yeah.
And they're moving forward with it, which I kind of thought that was a bit of a jump. I understand we were in Ryan's point of view, so there was no better way to address it. But I think to go from not knowing if you're going to keep the baby, not knowing if we told Kendi yet, to, oh, it's a girl and everybody's together. I thought that was a bit of a big jump, whatever. But that's fine. And then her name is Apricity.
Don't even.
When they announced the name, I was kind of like,
be for real.
This is when it started to take a turn for me where I felt it in my throat because I didn't want his POV.
Yeah.
That's something I forgot to say before. When it switched to his POV, I was like, ew.
Yeah.
I don't want this. I don't want to read this. There's 30 pages left of the book?
Yeah. What are we
doing?
Why
the hell am I getting Ryan's point of view? I don't care.
We don't need him.
And I gotta give it to her. This was my favorite part of the book because I thought it was really beautifully written.
It was.
And that's crazy because he starts the Ryan point of view section with, I meet my granddaughter, can't even remember her face from yesterday.
Yeah.
Which is so sad. And then somebody stops in the gallery and is like, hey, I'm an alcoholic. There's a meeting down the street. Let me know if you ever want to go. Which I think that meeting was kismet. I'm really happy for him. But also in the real world, I'm like, I don't think anybody would just offer up that information unless they really knew.
No. Just out of nowhere. Yeah, I agree.
But anyways, he starts to show up and he starts to be sober for the granddaughter, which I wish that it was for Jet.
Yeah.
But I think that you still had the redemption arc, so whatever.
But I do think this part of the book was...
I thought it was really beautifully written. Mm-hmm. I didn't pull any quotes, but I think if I did, it would have been all from this part of the book, really. I think that the choices that he made and the letters that he wrote her were really beautiful. And then Jet's pregnant again, and she goes to visit. And she's upset. She knows that he's running out of time in hospice and that he won't be able to make it. And I think it's just, it goes to show that people can love and forgive you through your faults as long as you just show up for them.
Yeah.
Because Jet was just like her mom. She was like, I still love you. And I think that was such it almost felt like a love letter to addicts everywhere being like, they'll still love you and show up for you as long as you try.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta try.
Exactly.
Because it's a lifelong battle. And I agree with one of the quotes that stuck out to me is they said something about being done, but they said you're not. Mm-hmm. You're never done.
Yeah.
And I think that's so true.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
That's never done.
Yeah.
You have to keep fighting.
Yeah.
And you have to keep showing up stronger than you did yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have a rough day and you're going to keep trying. And that's what makes you great.
Yeah.
Then he passes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the last piece of the puzzle is just Ryan imagining that Jet's going to have this beautiful life with the 2 kids and Kendi and having everyone around her, spoiling her and loving her. And that's it.
Yeah.
And with that, I mean, that was the end of the book.
So good.
Yeah. 270 pages of hard-hitting journalism.
Packed a punch.
It was so good. Okay, so what were your ratings? What did you think?
So I actually had to sit on this because I was like,
ooh.
I was between 4 or 5. I was like, is this a 5-star or is it just 4? Just 4. Which I will tell you, I've been on I've had a streak of just 3 stars and 2 stars.
Interesting.
Not very good reads. And then this one came and that's when I was like, is it just because I've read pretty bad books recently? Or is this actually good? And I think it was actually good.
Yeah.
So I would say 4.5 out of 5.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
let me pull up my Goodreads. I never remember.
The beginning of the story just kind of I don't know why. it was like we went in hard with Ryan, and then it was like going through the story, and then he proposed, and I was just like, blah, 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 blah. And then it was like Jet, and that's when I really locked it.
Okay, I said 4.5 stars for me. I was frustrated with Jet taking too long to figure out her feelings. Yeah. I wasn't mad at it from like Sarah's perspective of like an author, because I do think it created more tension.
Yes, yeah.
So good job on that. But I am a hopeless romantic at heart, so I was like, girl, just kiss them. And then what I said before of like, I was devastated that Lillian just passed like that.
Yeah.
I really thought it was going to be a whole cancer situation.
But I am kind of glad it wasn't.
No, I agree. Like, I think that Sarah knew what she was doing, and I just had to trust her. But in the middle of the night when I was reading this, I literally sat up and was like, what?
See, that's how you know it is good. Because I just did that with a book I read recently. Yeah. Different one, but
yeah. And then I think, again, when I got to Ryan's section, I was like, okay, so this is a waste of time. Why do I feel this way?
Ew,
and then it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of his sentences and what he strung together, and about how life is worth living, and like, it doesn't matter if you hurt throughout life, because all of the joy and all the little moments make it worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, ugh, now I'm crying.
Great. You got me.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was a really good book.
Because I was like, I really like this, but I don't want to like sway Claire's opinion. I don't want to say anything, so I was just like, I cannot wait to see what you think of this.
I was so nervous because I feel like you like a lot more of these types of books than I have read.
Mm-hmm.
Any last minute thoughts for this book?
No, but
all right, well that's the episode. Whether you like it or not, there it is. But feel free to follow and subscribe. We have a Goodreads account, we have Spotify, we have Apple, we have YouTube, because
we like that.
No, I love YouTube. I love YouTube so much. So
I
will never not be on YouTube.
Oh, me
they're
neither.
Just so good. Anyways, but like, subscribe, follow us, and tune in next time for more.
See you later.
Alligator.